Tonight's Johnny Stumbles stream is going to be pretty boring.
My name is Jeff, and I make streaming complicated, baby.
Whoa, what? Did I do that? All right, we are live. I just got to the desk just in time as I get messaged. You've burned over 400 calories from activities last week. View suggested workout. Only 400. That sounds like not a whole lot. That's what, 1/8 of a pound? Holy shit, I better, Yeah, anywho, thanks for tuning in. Digital Blade CA is here. Diva, Tequila, Math Doctor, Chantel. Jeanette sent a super chat during the pre-stream chat time. There it is. For Monday Coffee, Johnny. Hi, pals. May not stay for the whole time. Was held hostage by 3.5-year-old twins since yesterday afternoon, and you are tuckered out. Every time I read the word tuckered, it starts with a different letter in my mind, and I want to read it that way. But anyways, Jeanette, thank you so much for the $10 super chat, and hope you get some much needed rest after being a good grandma. Leo Chung is here. Boom is in the room. Vivian Johnson, Marge, Mary, Pinesoul, Jillian Scott, Jennifer Gala, and everyone else. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I'm a little bit hungover today. I went to, we'll pull this up on the channel maybe once I get the green screen up and we're sharing a screen, but I went to a bar called Neon Tiger last night on Ossington Avenue. Travel Fund 69, aka Jeff, was there. Justin says, hi, Johnny. Did you end up getting the Kudo plan last week? There was a similar sale on Fido. We'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, Jeff was there. Some viewers of this channel were there. Alicia Lewis was there. One of our moderators, Epic National HD, a.k.a. Liam, was there. A few other viewers. It was friendly. It wasn't quite like a dance party like maybe we thought it was going to be, but it was fun. I just sat at the bar all night. I had a beer, and then for some reason an Aperol Spritz, and then another beer, and then some guy who's a viewer bought me a beer. Thank you for that. Then I had a rum and Diet Coke, and then I think I had 2 or 3 more beers after that. Just enough to, make today shitty. I woke up feeling like shit. Picked up the phone, ordered some A&W. I had a bacon and egger delivered. Chowdery, buy hot food from fancy restaurant. Member for 2 months. Chowdery, can I not get cold food from a not so fancy restaurant? But thank you so much, Chowdery, for that. I will be sure to get some hot food from a fancy restaurant. So, yeah, that's what I did last night. It was a cool bar, pretty laid back crowd. A lot of viewers from Jeff's channel were there. One guy who's from Florida, who was up in Buffalo doing some work, got wind of Jeff's live stream. He just saw the notification pop up. So he thought, what the hell? He rented a car, drove to Toronto, and just to like meet Jeff and hang out on the stream. So it was cool to meet Tony last night. He was the dude sitting next to me on the stream. Epic Nation HD for life. I got to get back to your member or your request, Lee. I'm sorry. I've been in La La Land all day. Howard Charco, if you're there, I picked up some cookies recently. Thank you for those cookies at some high times. There's a whole lot left in my freezer, but thank you, Howard Charco. Maybe you'll make an appearance later in the stream. Maybe you're lurking. I'm not sure. But you're all caught up on me. I made no videos today. I did go out on my first bike ride of the year. The bacon egger is a great hangover remedy. Man, that is an excellent breakfast sandwich. Their hash brown, not as good as McDonald's, but it's good. Their coffee, excellent. And Uber Eats gave me like a ridiculous thing, a ridiculous discount. So yeah, it was very good. But anyways, today I went out for a bike ride, my first bike ride of the year. It was kind of this afternoon. I was just hanging around and I was like, let's go for a bike ride. But I ended up not actually riding my bike. I just twisted the throttle and like zipped around for a while. So yeah, I got no exercise in, but that put me in the mood to like maybe do a bike ride later this week. So I can, if I see, I don't even know. All right, I found it. I found my trusty action camera, so maybe I'll... But where's the... I don't know where the mount is. I'll see if I can figure this out, how to hook this up again and do all that setup stuff, because you want to angle it right. You don't want to be looking into the ground. You don't want to be looking up into the sky. So I'll see if I can get this set up and possibly record my first bike ride this year. And maybe stream. I don't know. I'm out of it. Tomorrow, I might not post a video. I might just try to do a live stream later in the day. But I do have a members video. So Johnny Strides, not Johnny Stumbles channel members, I might post that video tomorrow morning. Maybe I'll do like a members premiere even. I don't know. Drew says, not a fan of A&W's coffee since they switched brands. I prefer McDonald's coffee. I don't know, man. That coffee was very, very good. Speaking of drinks, we're going to have I know Boom Productions recently got a hold of some of this good stuff. I'm going to have a Pepsi-Cola. Is it true? Yeah, I got to put my hand behind it to get the focus to snap on. Soda Mousse. So that's what we're going to be drinking. Is your sweater green or gray? That's a very good question. I'm going to say the color, I'm looking at it on my big screen, is like absolutely spot on. It is gray with like a green tinge to it. You know, sometimes like the camera just changes like the tint or color completely. No, this is a like super duper color calibrated accurately. I wonder if I turn on my no, the chroma key's not affecting it. I was wondering if I turned on like the green screen chroma key, if that would change it. Has Johnny taken any calls yet? No. We have a new phone number tonight, by the way. I got rid of the old 437 one. Boom says cream soda by Pepsi found by me at secret annex location. Spoiler, Davenport and DuPont. Also the Metro at Yonge Eglinton. I didn't see the sugar version, but they had plenty of the sugar-free version. Greg says Sony cameras have the worst color science in the business, and yet I still shoot Sony like a diehard. I like my Sony mirrorless color science. Not a fan of iPhones though. They like make everything look red. They always make my face look like a tomato. Mike T says, why no AI intros? The service I was using no longer does free AI videos. It's like $30 USD a month now. So yeah, I'm not going to pay that just to make some goofy intros for this channel. So I did, the intros I did, I get 3 videos a day with Gemini. So I made those AI videos with Gemini. The last one, it didn't give me any sound. So all of the sound in that last video in the intro, I did like 20 minutes before the stream. I did my voiceover, I put in the background sound, and I put in the sound of the streetcar crashing. That was all me. Jeanette says the Target near your place sells it. I don't look like a tomato at all on your iPhone. No, Mars, the iPhone camera, it is notorious. If I take a selfie with each of these cameras, the iPhone one will make me look red. Watch this. I'll take them at exactly the same. All right. Picture's taken. I got to turn the brightness up on this. Let's hope I don't get any messages. Well, it's not really coming through, but you'll have to take my word for it. You can generate videos through the YouTube app when you make shorts. You can save to device without posting. Gemini is everywhere. It only lets you make 3 a day, though, I think. Hey, Brett Mallon is here. Greg just purchased a monitor calibrator. Best money you've spent in a while. If you're doing any type of color accurate work, having that along with a color accurate capable monitor is the way to go. So yeah, what the hell's up with you guys this weekend? What did you get up to? I just literally Friday did a live stream, ran into Ken. It was pretty fun. Made a video right after that, which I uploaded yesterday. Aya says, I like the AI intros too. They were silly and fun. The problem is Gemini only gives you 3 and it screws up so badly and it takes so long to generate them on Gemini Pro that if I like proactively make them throughout the week, I can get a lot. But yeah, I only had 3 shots before this. But yeah. Marge says, my son just made me a barbecue steak. Yum. Sounds good. Drew came down with a cold yesterday. Fun times. That sucks. That's what you got up to. Huero says, Johnny, YouTube hit me with 3 ads coming in here. I guess that's a good thing. Get YouTube Premium, folks. What are you doing? It's the best money you'll ever spend. Get rid of those ads. It comes with YouTube Music, so you can just like say goodbye to Spotify. That's what I would do. Lisa says, did stuff and things. I found this thing stopped working. I bought this like game emulator. I was like, yeah, let's just play some old school games in bed. Where's the power button? So I was going to play some Wonder Boy, the original, aka Adventure Island, and this shit doesn't boot anymore. So my little emulating system here is dead. Apparently, from what I looked up, it's most likely a matter of the SD card that it came with being all corrupted, and I have to like redo all of that. I'm not looking forward to that. Probably never going to get around to that because it's going to take like 30 minutes of my time, and I'm far too lazy for that. Just buy an old school Game Boy, man. This thing has every Game Boy game, every Game Boy Color game, Game Gear, Nintendo, Genesis, Super Nintendo, Atari Lynx, TurboGrafx 16. This thing is awesome, and it's actually like good in terms of like controlling it. It's got save states. You can Game Genie codes in there. Multiple, like this thing is awesome when it works. It was like $50 on AliExpress, but now it's a piece of shit. I should have, I don't know. Anyways, that's you're all caught up with my shitty life. Matt Bross says, hello everyone. Hello, Matt Bross. So I thought today maybe we'll do Basketball Maven just subscribed. Welcome, Basketball Maven. Greg says $50 paperweight. Those off-brand SD cards don't hold up well. You can create your own from online resources. Yeah, hopefully I can find an image that's already flashed, that already has the ROMs on it, and the and each emulator, you basically have to download like the actual engine because that's copyrighted. I don't know. Hopefully I can just find a pre-assembled whatever to flash to the SD card, and that'll work. Alicia's here. What time? Alicia, you were out till like what? 2:30 last night? I was about to go to bed and I turned on Jeff's stream and you were still there. That is nuts. Matt says you're an American making poutine for dinner right now. Do you have the right kind of cheese? Kimmy says stumble grumbles. Metal straw. I get it. Hey man, when you're drinking anything with food coloring in it, like cola, although I don't even know what color this is. Use a straw. Don't stain your teeth. Metal straws, because paper straws are the actual devil. Not that I believe in that, but paper straws are the worst thing. If aliens came to our planet and they saw people like drinking paper straws, they would think we're not a very intelligent society. They'd be like, these people are straight up fucking stupid. What are they doing? I don't agree with Donald Trump on many things, but I agree with him that paper straws are awful. What kind of psycho uses paper straws at home anyway? What kind of psycho uses paper straws anywhere, period? Like, you literally have like 15 minutes till it's like so shit that you need a new straw. Was at the new Great Canadian Casino the other night for a metal show. That place is actually pretty sick. You also won 600. Great Canadian Casino. Where's that? That is near the airport? Oh, is that at a casino at Great Canadian Toronto? That's at Woodbine. Chris Mills is not a big fan of straws, period. Paper straws have more chemicals than plastic. The other thing that drives me nuts are these stupid disposable bags grocery stores sell for like 33 cents. They're so much more wasteful than the old plastic bags, which people actually like reused a whole lot. I thought Great Canadian was the new one in Pickering. When I type Great Canadian Casino, let me try putting there, Pickering Casino Resort. Welcome to Pickering Casino Resort. Is that an OLG thing? Because that's not on like a native property, is it? That's really going to hurt like Casino Rama, right? Because who's going to go way up there for a casino when we got him right here? Mr. Johnny is LED monitors. Very good. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you, Sunjib. Harold says Pickering, my town. They're connected. OLG, you need a bag. Yeah, that's another $1. Jillian says, don't get me started on those damn bags. I have to buy one every time I go there because I always get my groceries on my way home. And it never occurs to me to like bring one of those stupid disposable or non-disposable bags. But I get so many of them, I just end up throwing them out, creating more waste, and I'm spending more money. It's so much more wasteful than the old plastic bags. Not sure it's new and shares the property with the new Porsche experience. Neat. Well, I'm probably not getting out to Pickering anytime soon, but I'll have to take your word for it. Just roll one up and throw it in your backpack. I usually do that. And then when I use it, also if I have my backpack, I don't normally need a bag. I already have one. Boardwalk Brad.
It's the one at Woodbine. They just renovated it and put up a hotel and a concert venue.
Neat. $20. It's the one at Woodbine. They just renovated it and put up a hotel and concert venue. Boardwalk Brad, thank you for the super chat. You've been a very, very long time supporter of the channel. Thank you, Boardwalk Brad. Remember, I met a guy, I'm all over the place today. I met a guy named Jack in front of the Science Center once. That guy, and I met him again during the Line 5 opening. I think he's in my Line 5 video from that day. He has a YouTube channel. Maybe we'll take a look at that. Mike T says plastic bags are good to take lunch to work or clean a litter box. Different bags, of course. All right. Maybe we should just get the screen pulled up. Those Dollarama bags are really good. Just roll it up, put it in your backpack. Good quality, lasts forever. Yeah, I don't know. I collect those reusable. I've spent an absolute fortune on those reusable bags. I'm pretty sure because of idiots like me, they're far more wasteful than the other way around. Which way do you want to see high-speed rail go? From Peterborough along the old Canadian Pacific right of way between Smiths Falls, Sherbert? I don't know. I know the Premier, who I don't normally agree with on many things, wants to route it by Kingston, which I think makes sense. But, I mean, you know, even that idiot is right on some things every now and then. All right, I need to pull this down. Oop, that's the wrong thing. Why can't I get my camera to lock in? There we go. And you'll notice there's some shit light down there. So let me fix that. Ta-da! Am I going to play the new Thomas the Tank Engine game? I don't know. Spring in Toronto, when the cherry blossoms bloom, the TTC runs on hope, and your car comes back from a drive with a new pothole as a souvenir. All right, back by popular demand. We'll get all nerdy. Where are the Bill Lumberg specs? Aren't we rocking them? Also, do you think that it should stop in Toronto at the Airport Island or Pearson Airport West? I don't think the Up Express should be turned into a commuter line and they should be pulling the luggage racks out. That is an airport line. I'll just say that. B, it has to go through Union Station. Any city worth a damn routes their high-speed rail through the heart of the city center, or at least through a major node that's connected to multiple other lines. That's the way they do it in Japan. That's the way they try to do it in Europe, even with their old infrastructure. To have high-speed rail that like skirts the city and runs along the top, like the rail line they're building from Las Vegas to like suburban California is like the stupidest fucking thing ever. The line they want to build in Texas that loops, I think, San Antonio, Houston, Dallas is so bloody stupid because it doesn't go into the city centers. Same thing in Florida with like, no, they need it needs to go through Union Station, period. If they don't do that, it is a massive fail. Rero says, Johnny, nice glasses. Thank you. I guess I don't wear them enough. I wear them sometimes. I've been rewatching season 1 of The White Lotus, and I've been wearing them. Anyways. Where are we? There's the idiot. So last night, this is what I did. I went to the No, I didn't go to the Wayback Christmas party. Copacabana Brazilian Steakhouse, Niagara Falls. Jeff streamed that. Wayback Party, Neon Tiger. So you can see me in this stream. This guy here, that's Tony. That's the dude who came from Florida. The White Lotus guy got booted from Survivor, says Chris Mills. There's a spoiler for anyone watching that. Where am I? Where's my stupid face? Somewhere near the start. I think you already introduced me at this point. There I am. Look at this stupid idiot. Anyways. There I am again. No, This guy got hammered. This guy got hammered last night. Johnny, if you like Rental Family Movie, you would love Perfect Days. It's the best movie ever for me. Perfect Days movie? Don't understand the top critics' review of this film. Is a small, quiet movie with a big heart. Koji Yakusho plays Hirayama, a toilet cleaner assigned to maintain the many. I already like it. Maybe I'll give that a watch tonight. I always thought clubs you got to dress up like no sweaters. Not any place I go to. When I lived at Yonge and Eglinton, there was a Brazilian steakhouse on Eglinton East. A lot of fun. There's Copacabana is still there on Eglinton East, right near Yonge and Egg. Transit Mobile Scooter, thank you for the $5. Cheers to you, Darren. Thank you so much. Thank you again. Transit Mobile Scooter, Evening, Kevin Hawthorne. Perfect Days is my top 5 of all time. Maybe I'll have to watch that. I watched Train Man. This was like an excellent movie. I recently rewatched Train Man, and I was struck by how stereotypes differ from culture to culture. Thought some of you might be interested. That was really good. Death Note was the series more so than the movie. But, okay. Perfect Days. That's on my list of things to do. Who's that guy? Everything Jack? Jack Toronto Line 5. You might remember him from... I don't know why I can't find his... hey, there's Flurf Design. I met him during Line 5. Toronto's Coast Transit line finally opened. Anyways, I met this guy named Jack. I watched a few of his YouTube videos today. And now I can't find his channel. Oh, well. Maybe next time, Jack. It's Jack of everything. There we go. This guy. Do you remember this guy? How, like, enthusiastic he was when we were... when I was walking around the Science Center. Apparently he has a channel, a tour of under construction Warden Station 27 minutes ago. St. George Station to Humber College Station transit ride. Yeah, he's obviously a big time transit enthusiast. Just watched a few of his videos. Chris Mills says Jay's home opener Friday. I might have to be live streaming around that. That's actually what my plans are for this coming Friday. Is to do a live stream around. I just did a walk around the Sky Dome in this morning's video, so rather than do that again for a video, I think we'll go live stream around there. Did you check out my new adventure inspired by you? No, but at 519 Wanderer, we can pull it up, I guess, if we can find it. Is this it? The 519 Wanderer exploring the... What is the 519? Is this it?
Together to walk, relax, and enjoy the view. Let's take a closer look at the key spot.
Why do I have a feeling that's not you, you narrating that? So you're why are you using that AI video? Use your own voice. I'll give you a tip. People do not like AI voiceovers. I mean, I'm sure it's a great video, but do it yourself. Have a friend do it. Have a real human do it. If you're doing, I don't know, just do the voiceover yourself. It'll sound so much more relatable. But cool stuff. Keep it up. Exploring the 519, Menard and Riverdale. I hope the Jays win the World Series this year, says Aiden Thompson McGuire. First Last Day says, I hate AI voiceover. Yeah, that would just be my advice, because I'm one of those people, if I'm watching a video...
At first I thought you were talking about that Jacko dude who got arrested for filming and harassing people. Lol. Cheers for some drinks or edibles.
Boardwalk Brad, thank you. I am very well stocked with some incredibly strong edible cookies, courtesy of one of our viewers, Howard. Thank you. I've also still got a few of the weaker, more legal stuff as well. So that'll have to go to some drinks. But thank you, Boardwalk Brad. I actually bought a whole bunch of IPAs and threw them in the fridge. But since I was drinking last night, and I got to work out in the morning, we're going to be a good boy tonight. But thank you, Boardwalk Brad. yeah, there's Jack of everything. We took a look at. I don't know how Tony sent a big super chat, $49. Here's for the great night, Jeff. What a solid dude. He was a really, really friendly, nice guy. I sat next to him most of the night. This guy looked kind of like Billy Corgan in the background. No hair of the dog. Anyways, that was fun. That's what I did. Chef Mario Cook says, I know that guy. Oh, he changed his, he's using some AI art up there. Oh, legal and not so legal edibles? No, I think they're all legal. Maybe that was the wrong terminology. Holy shit, we have 276 people watching me. Thank you, guys. Tony is awesome. He was going to get Buddy some water. Brandon, just wait. Jackie will be back doing the same shit and won't learn his lesson. He'll likely get his ass kicked or arrested. Thank you, Brandon, 6837 for the $6.99. Cheers to you. Is he on YouTube? 15.2 million subscribers. This piece of shit has been banned and kicked off of so many platforms. He live streamed himself crashing his Lamborghini, and even though he injured his friends, he was more concerned with like making content out of it. I got kicked off a private jet with clavicular. It's recently come up that he's had all kinds of like financial problems, but this guy is a piece of shit. He walks around bumping into people, causing trouble, but he's got this like monster bodyguard who like anytime anyone takes beef with him, his bodyguard like steps in and like protects his shitty little ass. Like, yeah, if there's ever a dude with a punchable face, it's him. Lisa says, and here he is getting airtime. That's true. That's true. I mean, it's not nice to talk about inflicting violence on people, but I wouldn't feel bad for you if something happened. That's all I'll say. He is a... Jillian says sounds douchey. Yeah. Was that person on Botox? Look at those lips. Not Botox, filler. That... Huh? What are we looking at? I think they're using a filter. That is nuts. Look at those island boys. Can't escape the Reaper forever. Well, what he does is not sustainable, right? No, that was speed in a bottle. Oh, I see. I show speed. All right, Jeanette, thank you for your super chat earlier. Thank you so much, Jeanette. Hope you have a wonderful night and get some rest. Are these guys still a thing? Island Boy Original? I don't know. These guys... They were a thing for a while. Nope, he just sucked a shot glass hard and it makes your lip fat like that. Yeah, I'm out of the loop. I don't really watch I Show Speed. I saw him try to like challenge like an actual sprinter at running and got his ass kicked. Johnny, how often do you get out to visit the outer greenbelt boroughs of the GTA? Not too often. Not too. I actually almost never stop there. It's called the Kylie Jenner Challenge. I should do some dares. I'm a bit too normie for that. Boardwalk Brad, he got kicked out of a PGA tournament for paying someone to sell jackass during a golfer's backswing when you're supposed to be quiet. Thank you, Boardwalk Brad, for the $10. Yeah, that is shitty. He's like literally fucking with someone's livelihood doing that, right? What a piece of crap. Thank you, Boardwalk Brad, for the $10. If you typed Jack Doherty is a loser, you'll find so many videos like hating on him. This loser is desperate now, gets humbled. The satisfying downfall of Jack Doherty. Jack Doherty is a complete loser. Rakai, yeah. I thought he was banned. I think he's demonetized. There used to be... I always used to watch this guy's commentary videos. They would always show up, but he's a commentator who like used to like make downfall videos, but he himself disappeared. He got into some like controversy and He has not been around for a year. Look at that. He gets like 2.4 million views, 5.6 million, and he was releasing videos every Thursday. The catastrophic failure of the Ryan's World movie. I don't know. Sunny V2, come back. I like your... I don't agree with everything you say. I think you're a little overly dramatic, but this was how I would like keep in touch with what's going on YouTube. Should all the transit agencies in the GTA be one transit company? Metrolinx needs to burn in hell and go away. Things were a lot better when every transit agency basically had its own agency. The TTC could build subway lines on their own just fine, just a little bit over budget and late. Nothing like the catastrophe that is Metrolinx. Go Transit was run just fine. Now we've created all this government bloat, and the TTC can like not even repair or maintain their own vehicles on line 5 and line 6. I don't even think they can control the volume on the announcements. They don't get to set what the... It's lunacy. Way too many cooks in the kitchen, says Greg2142. And they canceled... I think they had like a collaboration with Deutsche Bahn for electrifying the GO trains and like redoing the whole system. And they said it was too expensive, so they canceled that contract. Yet they have like over 100 VPs making multiple six figures in their organization. It's like, so you fired the people who actually know what they're doing, who can actually help us to keep our inexperienced, overpaid government bloat. I don't know. I would get rid of Metrolinx. That's the first thing I would do. I would just say, fuck off, go away. And we'll start from there. Tired from packing my house. Why were you packing your house? Are you moving, Jillian? Anyways, what was I going to do? I don't know. We're already into Toronto subreddit. Toronto gas prices today, 178.9. Not to get too political, but didn't the guy down south run on no wars, lower cost of living? Well, weren't those like the two things that he like ran on? Yet starting wars left and right, cost of living going up higher than it's ever been. Also celebrating the death of a former FBI director, saying I'm glad he died. Well, the good thing about that comment is we can all now say I'm glad Trump died when he does die. And nobody can say anything. Steve's Music closing down. Yeah, that shut down. Apparently the Montreal store is saved, but the one in on Queen Street that's been there I think since, yeah, this one, the local shop opened its doors in 77. I was about to say I think 74. I wonder what's going to move into that spot. That's a very, hopefully a music store can move in there. It'd be pretty awesome if Long and McQuaid took that over. It'd be pretty awesome if Long and McQuaid took that over. If you had the keys to the TTC, what are the 2 to 3 changes you would make? Quick wins, better headways, less bunching, clear communications when things go sideways. Medium stuff, bus lanes that are actually enforced, route redesigns, more express service, big swings, new line extensions. Howard says the exact opposite happens with every promise a politician makes. And ultimately you realize it's not left versus right. It's the rich elites versus the rest of us. They just want to divide us. But that's a whole other argument. I would do... He's cramming a whole lot in there. Better communication, hands down, is like the number one thing. The TTC is horrible at communicating anything. I would honestly make the subway network 24 hours. You can reduce the frequency to like every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, but I would make it 24 hours. You would have to shut it down completely the odd weekend for maintenance and stuff. But you can't do a whole lot at night. Did I see Pierre Poilievre on Joe Rogan? I actually watched the whole thing. I watched that whole thing. He gave a pretty sick kettlebell to Rogan. But My issue with that is like, dude, you've never been more unpopular than you are right now in Canada. You are so down in the polls, and your response is to go like appeal to the MAGA crowd down south. Maybe like, is that the thing you should be doing to like boost your popularity? I don't know, man. He made like, the dude was skating to an open net last election. He had it in the bag and he missed. He somehow shot and missed and lost. So I don't know, man. I just think that party needs someone new at the helm. Like Aaron O'Toole probably would have won the last election. Someone like, just someone who's like a centrist, more of a fiscal conservative, would have cleaned house. That's basically what Carney is. He just has to pretend he's a lefty, right? But yeah, I don't know. That was the wrong. I don't know. I just question his judgment as a leader, if he thinks that was the right move to make to boost his popularity in Canada. Just my opinion. You're entitled to yours. But he actually came across as like somewhat intelligent and well-spoken in the meeting. Like, give him his due. Like, he's where he is for a reason, but I think the optics were the wrong thing. Alicia Lewis, member for 8 months already. Awesome. Happy Sunday. Cheers, Alicia Lewis. Thank you. Thank you, Alicia. You gotta admit, he's got a great looking suit. I remember I was at Bathurst and York Mills live streaming, and there was an SUV next to me and the door popped open. And who was right next to me? Pierre Polyev. He popped up and like said hello and shook my hand. And I was like, dude, where's your security? Like, so, I mean, I don't know. That kind of impressed me, but don't you think Pierre would do better than Carney? Frankly, no. I don't know. I'll take the former, during an economic crisis, the former Bank of Canada and Bank of England guy with like an Oxford, Harvard, whatever, like, I don't know. I'll take the economist during these times. Just me. But you're allowed to have your own opinions. Anyways, what would I do for TTC? Better communications. Yes. 24 hours. Yes. What else would I do? I would say signal priority. Here's what I would do. Every streetcar gets its own dedicated right of way. Jennifer Gall says, still, we lost 100,000 jobs in February, even with The Economist. Imagine if, I mean, we probably would have lost 200K without him. Like, I don't know. That type of shit you can't really turn around. I would do all streetcars have a dedicated right of way. So I guess I need city powers as well. Every streetcar gets its own bar, says Kimmy. I would get rid of mixed traffic. We don't have to build right of ways. We just need streetcars not mixing with vehicles on Dundas, on College. That's what I would do. I would get rid of, at the same time, I would get rid of a lot of streetcar stops because they're way too close together. Implement transit priority and give them dedicated right-of-ways. And drivers, that's so much better for you. You don't realize. If you drive, you want there to be these transit improvements. You want there to be bike lanes. That frees up road space for you and reduces congestion. It sounds counterintuitive, but the worst thing you can do is build more space for cars. Everybody wins when you do these things. Sapan says TTC streetcars should have their own right-of-way. Yeah, so that's what I would do. That's what I would do. Dedicated right-of-ways for all the streetcars and rip out some of the unnecessary stops. We don't have to build like platforms or anything. It's going to cost too much. We'll do that over time. And then 24-hour subways. We'll reduce the frequency at night, but we'll do that. And better communications. And I am sympathetic to workers, but I'm sorry, but all those people that wear red vests and stand around, I will replace all of you with a board, because all they do is announce things. Subway's closed. Exit over there for the shuttle bus. That's all they do. And there's armies of these people. How expensive is that? I'm sorry. I like the idea of people working. I like the idea of meaningful employment, but just way too many people in red vests just standing around. I almost never see them like meaningfully helping people. We could just have the regular TTC, maybe have a few of them, but we don't need like armies of these people doing that. So you would cut jobs? Yeah, I would. I mean, we would have to add jobs for some of the other things I would do, right? But yeah, I would cut, like, yeah, we have to be responsible with government money. I don't know. I've never had a positive impression of those people. I've never seen them help anything. I just see armies of them at Eglinton Station. Whenever there's shuttle buses, there's like at least 15 of them just standing around. That's what I would do. Sorry, we'll get rid of some of them. I feel like those red vest jobs are for boosting political jobs numbers. However, I respect people yeah, no, I fully respect the people who take those jobs and work. Right? But yeah, I don't know. I would reduce them. Maybe, I don't know. I'm going to get myself in trouble. Diva Tequila says, Johnny, you better put plastic seats. Get rid of the cloth seats, eh? What I would do is, moving forward, all new buses and streetcars would get plastic seats. The existing ones, it sucks. But again, we got to be responsible with our money. That would just cost too much money to rip out all these seats and replace them with the red plastic ones. So I would just make it all new seats moving forward. I don't think they're actually TTC employees. I believe they're under contract. Hey, man. I don't know. I would reduce their numbers. That's all I'm saying. But hey, maybe we can find areas like customer service in other ways needs a boost, right? Mars69 says, I worked for the TTC for a few years back in the 90s. It's insane how much the workers are paid for the little they do. I got paid tons, and the stories I could tell would piss everyone off. Part of the problem with that, I know someone who had seniority at the TTC too, was the longer you work there, the more experienced you were. So the more capable you were, the more senior you were, the cushier of a position you got, the less you had to do. That was kind of like your reward. I don't know. I know there's like union dynamics coming into effect, but I think that if we're going to pay you a fortune and you're super experienced and skilled, we should be utilizing that. I don't know. But I heard it straight from the horse's mouth that there were people making six figures who would sit in the booth and read the newspaper all day. I don't think that's cool either, right? But I mean, that's just the way it is. Canadian Vasily says plastic seats on the TTC make sense, but let me tell you, I saw a My Way bus today and those fabric ones feel better. I would just go plastic moving forward. Leather seats like Ross pants, imagine in summertime. I'd like to see more merchants and restaurants eventually accept Presto cards as payments. I would like to get rid of Presto cards. Why do we have them? What's their purpose? Your credit card, your debit card does exactly the same thing. It's just this redundant payment system. We could have for seniors, for students, for anyone who needs a discount, we can have dedicated cards they can preload. But why do we have general Presto cards? What's the point? You can just like Google Pay, Samsung Pay, Apple Pay. They reduce costs with multiple trips. No, but it could, if you do it on your same payment method, it can keep track of that all the same, right? I don't know. The Presto cards work for people who use multiple transit systems. Couldn't that all be linked behind? I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe we never should have had Presto. We should have just bought Oyster or one of the other systems. Drew says not everyone has debit or, yeah, I don't know. There's a reason why I'm not making these decisions. Why does it take 24 hours to load a Presto? That makes no sense. Oh, because it has to sync up with the whole network? Yeah. I don't know. Not only a TTC problem, but definitely find a way to deal with the homeless/mental health problems and increase safety in the TTC. That's a City of Toronto problem. I would carve out some of that police budget and move that over to like a team that is trained to deal with people in crisis, and have that, like, you know, just makes sense. We have all this money going into policing, very little money going into something where there's a very real need. I would allocate the money that way. Tell the police union, too bad, so sad. You know, maybe if they want that money, then these social outreach workers can go under your umbrella, I guess. I don't know. But we need a lot more help in that regard. That's a big city problem. But you can't walk a few blocks in the city without seeing someone like in a heartbreaking situation, right? Like, we need some help out there. Let's do presidential style first 100 days. Priorities in no particular order. Weekend and nightly closures until there are no slow zones. I would ban slow zones. Never have slow zones again. It's ridiculous. The trains still crawl on certain stretches. Find a way to increase rush hour trains and streetcars. Demand TSP for all LRT and streetcars. Mayor Chow has promised that. Let's see if she can come through. Push for an adaptable train to be developed to replace the Line 2 fleet. This way, any future orders exercise can also be used on Line 1 and 4. That makes sense. Explore increasing Line 1 train length from 6 to 7. I don't think the platforms can be expanded. Bus priority, despite the Scarborough subway extension, in-house Explore Lane rail on the old RT line again that can run either new 1, 2, 4 adaptable trains. That's a neat idea. I'm just reading. Doors, 75% coverage edge doors. I would have liked to have done the platform screen doors, but that is a massive, massive time and money commitment I don't think we're going to see in our lifetime. Push for Line 4 East and West extension. If Metrolinx won't do it, seek federal funding and do it in-house. I don't think they'd be allowed to do that if they wanted to. Some good lists. The major issues need the keys to the city and access to provincial and federal pocketbooks. That is very true. Step up patrols and enforce zero tolerance of drug use and defecating on seats. I mean, we don't have the support system. What are we going to do? Like, drag those people into a prison cell? Like, we should be taking them off of the system, but putting them into the right hands? I don't know. Reduce the amount of stops on certain routes. Triple the number of subways in the core. There's a good idea. Install security with the authority to instantly restrain and charge anyone committing a violent act. We used to have transit-specific enforcement that were capable of doing that. And one particular incident happened at Bloor-Yonge Station where they lost their powers because I thought it was bullshit. Normally, I take the side of the people being abused by cops, but what they did was totally called for. And now transit police are basically useless, and they just have to call the real police. So I don't know. Northern Fox Keith, welcome to Stumbler. Thank you, Northern Fox Keith. Cheers. Thank you for supporting. Kimmy says, some asshat was smoking on line 1 the other day. No one did shit. I've seen people standing, peeing on the tracks. I've seen people smoking. I've seen needles. Whenever I walk through Pape Station going up the Lipton side, I see needles in the stairwells. Yeah, that speaks to a bigger, broader issue. Lisa says some dude was smoking on the streetcar. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. Like, we need enforcement on that. But you could also say, watch any street for 10 seconds and see how many, like, motorists endanger pedestrians' lives, right? We need more enforcement everywhere. That's just, like, not a... Or more... not more enforcement, more effective enforcement. I think that's the correct answer. Enough with the dumb slow speed zones. Police on every train. Disagree with that. I ride it every day. seldom do you actually see a need for that. More accurate time for incoming trains. Yes. Smoking on buses and smoking in public areas should just be a public hanging. Peeing out the doors when they open on a GO train, that is fun to watch, I'll admit. It's all timing. Transit says, Transit mobile scooter, you listen to transit control almost every day. The stuff you would hear would shock you. Anyone can listen? Yeah, I imagine. Anyways, lots of great ideas in that. I don't think my ideas were even close to being the best ones. Candace says, I hate smokers. There's a time and place. I hate what smokers do. I hate secondhand smoke, but I don't hate smokers. If you can do it responsibly and not impact other people, you know, you're just killing yourself, right? What am I missing here? What am I missing? Blog TO. Here's why a local writer is walking 300 kilometers to visit every library branch in Toronto. Okay. I'm not that interested. I heard about this. They didn't have enough cutlery for the flight back. So people were basically told, eat that with your hands or you don't get to eat. I don't know. Someone at Porter dropped the ball drastically on that. Shit happens. Mistakes happen. It's going to happen to any business. But apparently this plane did not have enough stuff for the return crew. The flight attendant came to our row and we asked for cheese plates and Mr. Noodle. This is when we were told that they only have one cheese platter and no cutlery. The cabin crew did search for cutlery, but returned to inform the family that none was available, so their order couldn't be served. That's funny, but you almost never hear of this happening. Shit happens. You have to deal with it. But Porter should have, you know, given everyone like a $200 credit or something. Like, when something that extraordinarily much of a fuck up happens, you know, do some good PR and make it right, right? I don't know. Porter's otherwise an excellent airline. That was just a very unfortunate thing that would happen. If that was Air Canada, they probably would have like pissed in a cup and told you to drink it. Like, you know, I don't know.
Johnny Stumble rocks. Wishing everyone good health.
Thank you, Phuket Walk, for the 40 Thai bot. Cheers to you. Thank you. I don't know about the accurateness of your statement, but thank you. I went to Comic-Con on Saturday. Was worth it because I got to see GTA 5 actors. Thank you. Awesome. Mike T says $200 because they didn't find them a fork. They ran out of some food. But yeah, having no cutlery for some people, like, you're going to eat a meal. You don't have cutlery. On a flight where you're supposed to be able to eat, I don't know. That's a pretty big fuck up. I would show some goodwill for that. Maybe 200 is a little extreme, but I think the airline should have done more than we're sorry about that, eh? All right, I need to go to the little boy's room. I'll just play a video while I do that. I'll be back in a moment. What's latest? Oldest? I might not have the music rights to some of these older videos. Yeah, all these older videos with music, I don't have the music rights to. Midtown Toronto Rain Walk, Eglinton to... I remember recording this one. I used a GoPro to record this. I didn't even use my pocket camera. Anyways, I'll be back. One sec. This walk takes place on a rainy Saturday springtime afternoon in Toronto's Midtown neighborhood. I start at Yonge and Eglinton, right next to Eglinton Station, and make my way up north to Yonge and Lawrence. The whole walk is 2.5 kilometers and takes a little over 25 minutes. Good old pandemic times. Ooh, why is the quality so bad? 720p. Woof. Woof. I watched an old Action Kid video from Key West. I miss that Action Kid. He's very different these days, right? Very, Oh, he had a very interesting video he sent me. Dating in Vietnam 2026. Is it harder now? Oh, I don't have a YouTube Premium on this account. That's why. He actually, well, okay, I'm not going to give the story on this, but this intro is pretty funny.
You do better and you never do. You never listen to me.
I do listen.
That's kind of funny. I thought that intro. Jillian says, I'm digging your intro and outro music lately for lives and premieres. Thank you. The premieres I don't really have any control over, but the the outro on the regular videos I do. But yeah, the live streams, I just try to choose a different song every time I use Epidemic. Cool AK video on luxury living in Vietnam today. Touring one of the most luxurious 3-bedroom apartments in Saigon. That's something he could probably tap into a little more. I like that topic. Walking under the ocean at Vin Wonder's Nha Trang Aquarium. Oh, he went to Nha Trang. Neat. City News did interviews at Comic-Con. Friend and I got into the background shot, and we are in a YouTube clip. Awesome. Mark says AK's AI thumbnails are creepy. Oh, that one. The girl yelling at him. I think it's kind of funny. It is what it is. Has Dafty turned up? I don't know who you're talking about. AKA living the awesome expat life. He went back to the old school channel art, which is neat. Billy T says getting a bit tired of Vietnam. Hey man, that's where he lives. Obviously the views are a little bit down. He used to get like what, 9-10k a video, but props to him for still cranking them out. Have you tried the Kitchener Waterloo LRT yet? No, I have not. I need to go to Kitchener Waterloo. Do I have a whole lot of willpower to do that? I don't know. By the way, if you're looking for a phone deal, Fido has this little banger right now. You can get Canada, US, Mexico roaming with 80 gigabytes for $27. And it's now on 5G, not 5G plus. There is a catch with that. No hotspot. How the fuck is it even legal for them to charge $5 for hotspot? I don't know. Fuck you, Rogers. You pieces of shit. But this is a good deal. They're probably going to raise your price in like 4 or 5 months because it's Rogers. That's what they'll do. But yeah, it's not bad. And you can get free hotspot. You just have to Google how to do that. There is a way to do that. What's the other one? Virgin also doing the same thing. They're doing 80 gigabyte for $27 a month. This is the Bell network. Same shit. Canada, US, Mexico, data, talk, and text. I think it's 5G. That's a really good deal. It's Bell. They're probably going to raise your rate in 4 or 5 months as well. Also, they don't accept credit card on monthly payments, or it's like an extra $10 a month. So fuck you, Bell. I would never touch a company that doesn't. Never pay your monthly bills through Bell or Rogers or any of these companies out of your bank account, where you let them go in there and take out the money. Because what happens is when they inevitably screw up and take way too much money out of your account, you have no recourse. You're now dealing with the world's worst customer service from a company that doesn't give two fucks. Always use a credit card. You're protected, right? You can do a chargeback. Sometimes some credit cards will give you device protection. So it's like covered if you lose it or it gets stolen. don't let them stick their paws into your bank account. That's why I very much dislike this Virgin plan, even though that's a good deal. But I mean, just go to Freedom. They're the good guys. They're not going to raise your rate. But right now, these are good prices. Available on activation when you bring your own phone, LOL. So you have to buy a phone for 1K to get it. No, you just bring your own phone, man. This phone. Just bring your own phone. Don't buy your phone through the carrier unless you want to be like in a straitjacket for 2 years. Unless you are very happy with where you are. TELUS does that same bullshit. They charge you $10 if you want to pay with credit card. So TELUS is dead to me. Kudo is dead to me. Bell is dead to me. Don't like Rogers. Like like everybody but Freedom are an enormous asshole. I don't know how things are so bad in this country. But finally, we have Jennifer Gallus is not Fizz. Fizz is Freedom. Fizz is pretty good. It's on the Freedom Network, right? But in Quebec, there is no Freedom. It's Videotron. But yeah, I don't know. It's more like Frac CRTC. We could have had a version up here in Canada 10 years ago. Oh, Verizon up here. Yeah, but have you seen Verizon's prices? Have you seen AT&T's prices? They're charging like $80 for like 50 gigabytes in the States. That's like American. Americans, you guys are just taking it up the hoop cell phone wise. At least we've got Freedom finally like shaking things up, getting us good prices. Man, I spent some time on like American wireless providers. I can't believe what you guys pay. It is insane. You go mobile plans, start with popular plans, $60 American, 55 for what? What do we get for that? They don't even tell you. They say unlimited plus. So it's going to be like 50 gigs and then everything after that goes up, right? 30 gig hotspot. They limit your hotspot. I don't know. That's 55 a line. That's like 75, $80 Canadian. Which is insane. You guys are getting hosed down in the States. Jennifer Gallus says, I was surprised to see how slow their 5G is. When I was in Vegas, it was not that good. And I was like hopping on a few different networks. I don't know. I think we have it much better up here than they do down south, even though they have more networks and more competition. Kimmy says, Kudo charges if you use credit card for payments. I'm on them, so won't change my... No, if you're on an older plan, you're good. The other thing you can do with Kudo, you can't do with Virgin, is when your bill comes with Kudo, if you're on automatic payments, you can do a manual credit card payment right away, and it'll keep your $10 a month discount. With Virgin, as soon as you do that manual credit card payment, it'll yank that discount off. So hopefully TELUS and Kudo don't plug that little loophole. Harold Reynolds says, when does a dad joke cost $1,000? When it's a grand dad joke. Huh. I said I was going to do some comments. Maybe we'll do a few comments here on the main channel. It's been a while since I've done comments on here. Cruising with William says, wow. Lady waves at vehicle to turn as pedestrians are crossing in Toronto. This is a YouTube short I did of a lady who like waved a car through the intersection while I was walking right behind her. Mars says, is Freedom service better now? They weren't very good some years ago. I've been doing like 4K live streaming almost purely off of Freedom lately, and they've been excellent. I don't know, Aya. I was roaming on Rogers, but I tried... I was with someone who was roaming on TELUS, and we tried Verizon and AT&T and somehow T-Mobile when you do network selection. If I was the lady, I would have been ticked off. Some random stranger coming from behind and giving unsolicited lecture about the law would have set me off. And I would have told you to fuck off and stop playing traffic cop. She has no business telling a vehicle who doesn't have right of way to turn in front of other crossing pedestrians. Get bent. That's the kind of reaction you get from me. Some people have kind of debated whether or not this is a subway or not. Well, I've got the perfect term for this line. I'm borrowing a term from Philadelphia and call it a subway surface line, which 5 of 6 remaining streetcar lines have a history of being referred to as subway surface lines. All right, I think it's just an LRB. My phone and my carrier are in a long distance relationship, mostly because the signal never shows up. Mar69 says you might have to switch soon. Freedom is sounding much better. You can try them out for free. Not for free. You can try Fizz out for free. But you can download the eSIM. And if you cancel within 15 days, you only pay for pro rata. And don't port your number over until you like it. You had the walk sign. You're 100% correct. The car had to wait. Thank you. This was a nice Saturday walk downtown around the Comic-Con. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Roger Temple. Something in Russian. Once again, Johnny had a great stream. Thank you. Cheers. First a like, then a view. I already know it's going to be a great episode. Thank you. I used to go to a lot of these conventions in New York and New Jersey. I even came to Toronto several times for the Fan Expo, but I stopped after a lot of the events grew too big and got very crowded. That'll happen. The man across the aisle from you at the window seat is my son. Imagine my surprise watching this and see my son. LOL, that's awesome. That is crazy. He's just watching a video and he saw his son. I would never in my life want to attend this event no matter if I got 100 million views from it, says Galaxy Dads. Hey, you're allowed to have that opinion. Toronto Walker went to Comic-Con yesterday just for free. How did you sneak into that? I hate it when people do that because motorists already have enough privileges in this society. My son down there at Comic-Con. Thank you for taking us into downtown Toronto past the convention center. Very interesting to see. Thank you. Oh, we lost their name. A bit too cold for the cosplay photo shoot, but then those who dressed up were young people. Oh, yay. Thank you for being there to show us a little taste of the event. Hey, Johnny, could you share where you got those chest pieces? I'm trying to find a good one, but struggling. I'm going to have to get back to this one. I'm going to skip this one. That's my chest mount. I'll have to look that up. When did Wind Mobile change their name to Freedom? A long time ago. It was like an Egyptian company. And then they got bought by Shaw. They might have changed hands again. And then they got bought by... Then Rogers bought Shaw. And then the CRTC was like, no, you don't. Because Rogers wanted to shut them down or turn them into Fido 2.0. So then Videotron, a Quebec company, a pretty awesome company, bought them. So it kind of worked out for the best. Boom says, walk into events through the exit backwards. Security is focused on faces, not back of heads. It really works. Are you sure, Boom? Is security that dumb? That's the least graffitied public art I've ever seen. Every time I'm in town, I walk under the train tracks to see what's changed. Love the videos. Why, Pat, to just go hang around and watch the show? I don't know what this person's trying to talk about. Good night from Taiwan. You don't have to plan your route ahead of time with a load like that. Oh, with the vehicle that hit the overpass? Yeah, that's a good point. Key Sauer says, I almost got hit by a car today at Bremner and York. The walk signal was on and the cars were just going crazy, making the right into the Gardner. Yeah, that's why they have those like traffic enforcement dudes a lot of times at those intersections. They're there during rush hour. I guess they weren't there today. I don't know what the answer is. Grew up at 104 Vesta Drive, Eaton. Still lived a 15-minute walk away from Lonsdale, I believe. Best stuff on Halloween. Candy, apple, okay. Someone's insurance is going to hurt. Come on, do we have any juicy comments? I think this was Terminal 1. Seoul Incheon Airport transfer. Yes, it was. Fairy was adorable. Oh, she was in my stream. Dude, if you haven't noticed, there's a lot of ironic things in Toronto. Most of us are just numb to everything. Boom says they snuck in. Awesome. Henry and Sapanda are witnesses. You saw it on TikTok. Canada says I almost got hit on Saturday crossing because it was our light to walk and dumbass e-bike delivery driver couldn't care less and turned right on red. Similar thing. Yeah, red lights. I don't get mad when someone on a bike doesn't come to a complete stop at a red light or stop sign. There's arguments that it's actually way better for them not to do that, as long as they're yielding to anyone who has right of way, which means pedestrians, other cyclists, and vehicles, right? Treat it like a yield sign. You're not going to have a problem. But too many of these, mostly, I don't want to sound like I'm picking on them, but too many of these delivery guys, man, they're under so much pressure. Time is money. More deliveries they make, the better they live. So they're under immense pressure, and it's the fucking Wild West out there. I've already done a whole video on that. It's nuts. Johnny, what does Dougie mean about jets at Porter? He just wants to expand the runway and allow for bigger planes, which I don't disagree with, personally. I think that's a good thing. But it's also not his jurisdiction. It's not something he should be weighing in on. Dude, if you haven't noticed, yeah, I already read that one. Young and Dundas at night always gives me a Blade Runner vibes with all the various neon and illuminated signs. I agree, especially when it's right after a light rainfall. Lisa says, fuck that. Jets like the E2 Embraer are much quieter than the planes that go in and out of Porter or Billy Bishop right now. And I think they pollute less. I don't know. I think Billy Bishop should be expanded. Not to allow like A350s or anything, but you know, it could definitely be utilized a little better. I was going to come on, man, pump the brakes, but at the same time, with something like that, it's so two-sided. Yes, the woman may have been trying to be nice by saying, go ahead, have a nice day kind of thing. Then there's the not paying attention to who may be behind you in a rush trying to get to where they're going as well and step to the side to pass this woman and end up having a very bad day. Holy shit, that was all one sentence. Whew. If we ever need evidence of more money into education. All in all, I find it nice for people to take a second out of their day for a nice gesture. Like court. Okay, I can't read this. I know what they're trying to say though. Morning was very miserable. I went over to... Oh, sorry to hear that. I already read this comment. Wait, so Drake didn't start from the bottom? My wealthy Forest Hill. No, he did not. Math Doctor says giant run-on sentence. I mean, I'm no wordsmith. I'm no grammar Nazi, but at the same time, that was a massive sentence. Someone says stick to your bike, Johnny. Eye roll. I don't know what to say to that. How's life in the GTA? I don't know what to answer to that. Hi, Johnny. Could you please do a stream featuring The Well, please? Okay. Probably passed his driver's license with flying carpets. What does that mean? I'm going to remove that comment. Isn't he a true idiot? Unbelievable. The truck driver is an idiot. He doesn't know his load height. Enjoyed another Friday night walk along Yonge Street. You barely had to pause for 1 second, whereas the driver would have had to wait 10 seconds for everyone to cross. It didn't create a dangerous situation either, as the driver cautiously made the turn. I'm with the lady on this. No big deal in making a fuss over it, says Steph Curry. It's illegal to turn while pedestrians are walking with the walk symbol. You know how many pedestrians are getting run over these days? You must be a bot. I'm going to say that's an absurd take. It's not her decision or the driver's to suspend the right of way of other pedestrians and create a dangerous situation. I don't give a fuck, IDA Jeff, if it's a nice gesture or if the driver saved a few seconds. They're wrong legally and also wrong for a million other reasons. ... I don't know. The best gift of all is a broken drum. It can't be beat. Damn, it's more exciting than watching paint dry. How often do you watch paint drying? Oh, this person is like a troll. We've had some professional trolls lately. This person is one of them. We'll be getting rid of them very soon. Don't worry about that. Wheels are in motion. If you're watching trolls, yeah, you might want to be careful. That trailer is a write-off. The deck collapsed. I wonder if it was their competitor's crane that bailed them out. Lorraine McLean says the irony. I actually don't think that Fan Expo was due to the people you see dressed up. A lot of them were wearing the same thing in respect to the band MCR. Likely a concert happened. Okay, I don't know. Bro, thank you for this. Mariah, I don't like it. I don't want to sound sexist. I don't like it when people say bro. But when girls say bro, it just rubs me wrong. Even wronger. I don't know. I just hate bro, bruh. But it sounds extra bad coming from a girl. No offense. But please don't say that. It just sounds so fucking off-putting. I haven't used the bus terminal in almost 10 years and have severe anxiety. So watching your walk from outside and seeing where to go really helped. And I'm sure I can navigate much easier when I'm there. But very, very sweet. Awesome. Glad it helped. Lisa says extra. I don't know. There's stuff guys can say too, right? I don't know. It just... okay. I just hate it when people say bro, period. We'll leave it at that. High and Low Retrospective says my 8-year-old calls me bro every now and then. Diva Tequila says sorry, brah. Donkey says LOL. I call my wife bro. My daughter calls me bro. Lisa says say less. I had that. I don't know. It's true. What I said, I'm not going to walk that back. I don't like hearing bro, period. But it sounds really weird. Anyways, like you said, say less. Why didn't the pepper shoot his bow? Because he didn't habanero. Mike T says, okay, chief. I love that. I love calling people chief. It just, it's just a way to piss them off, right? Transform, fit to screen. I call my wife bro too. Boom. Should we do a few phone calls? I call everyone bro on certain days, says Phuket Walk. I think it's like a younger thing. I don't know. I'm Gen X. I don't think anyone my age uses that. Lisa says, dude is like universal. That's acceptable. Broski, your actual brother or close friend or family member, okay. But if you don't know me and you're calling me bro, I'm just going to look at you cross-eyed. Where my call forwarding app died. It no longer works, so I need a new one. Let's see if this works. What's my number here? What's my phone number? If someone wants to be a guinea pig and call in, and we'll see if this works. 647-848-6596. This is a new phone number I just got from this free service. What about boss? Boss is cool. I call people boss. I say thank you, boss. It's kind of like, you know, you're giving them a little bit of respect. Calling. Connecting. Someone's calling right now, but okay, let's see. Sarika is calling. Why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? Let me... Sorry, guys. This I just set this up and it's not working. But I tested it before the stream and it did work. 647-848-6596.
The person you are trying to reach is not available. Please leave a message.
Okay, let me turn that off. Let's try that again. Oh, Fongo, what are you doing? 647. There we go. Huh. Long time no see.
Yeah, long time no see, long time no chat, long time no talk.
Hey, Sarika, how's it going?
Hi, Johnny. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Where have you been?
I've been MIA. I've also been at the hospital, and I just got back. The Friday the 13th is not actually a bad luck day for me. It's actually good luck. My surgery was on the Friday the 13th, so I was home recovering after that. But I was at the hospital for a day, like until Saturday, and then I'm like bored right now. So like I'm like.
Oh, so you're only calling in when you're bored.
No, like I haven't heard from you in so long, and like we haven't chatted and like everything.
Yeah, but
I still have your birthday present from last year.
Well,
if you want.
What do you think? Is it do you know someone else that might appreciate it more that you're actually going to see?
But like I mean it's pottery, so like I'm pretty sure your home would be wanting some of my artwork.
Well, if you're sure my home is wanting some of your artwork, and since you said artwork and we can share that with our viewers, maybe hold on to it and we'll see if we can finally make it happen.
Yeah. Well, how have you been? Like, how are you?
I've been good, but more importantly, you went through surgery and you sound like $1 million right now. So everything is well?
Yeah. I do have stitches on my abdomen, and like when I press down that, it hurts. Otherwise, I'm good. Like they drugged me. I didn't know like hospitals would drug you and stuff.
Did you get all giggly?
Like, no, I wasn't able to laugh right after. Like,
Oh.
now I'm able to be giggly and all laughy and stuff.
I saw the absolute cruelest thing on Instagram.
Oh.
But it wouldn't be appropriate for me to share that. But it was surgery related. I was just like, nah, I should not say that I found that funny. But maybe when I'm drunk or high, remind me, and I'll probably bring it up. But people are gonna think I'm a bad person for laughing at it. But let's just say someone was about to go. The anesthesiologist put them under. Then right as they were dozing off, they told this person something that was like would be terrifying to hear right before you fall asleep before surgery. And obviously there's nothing they could do because they were like paralyzed and then their eyes closed. Oh, it was very, very cruel. I'm sure that violated some kind of medical ethics.
Yeah, that should have violated medical ethics.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, I've been good. Nothing new. Same old.
Oh, that's good. Are you like the news lately? The war is going on for so long, and I'm tired of hearing war.
Yeah, the news is not a war. There's multiple wars going on now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean when yeah, I'm not gonna share that opinion, but it's a shitty thing. We'll just leave it at that. Harold Reynolds says I'm addicted. I'm addicted to buying Beatles albums. It sounds like you need help. No thanks, I already have that one. But all right. Well, Sarika, do you have anything else to share with us before I let you go?
No, I'm good.
All right. Do you have a
It was
joke
nice
for us?
talking to you.
Do-
It was nice talking to you, though.
You too.
No, I don't have a joke.
It's all right. We'll let you off the hook. But thank you for calling in, Sarika. And please, if you ever find yourself bored again, call back soon.
Yeah, I will do.
All right. Take care. Have a good night.
Good night.
That was Sarika proving that this phone system actually works. I think someone... Oh, no. All right. I don't know why. I can see Dylan Reynolds is calling, but I don't know why that's not working. Let me try this here. History. Is it going to... Oop. Oop.
Hello, you're Dylan Reynolds. Unfortunately, I'm not.
Oop. All right, we got a phone call coming in. I just tried to call Dylan, and I got his voicemail. Hello there.
Hello, how are you? All right, we got a phone call coming in.
Good. Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. What's up?
Not much. Long time no see.
I know. I was supposed to go to the party last night. I got invited, but I had the plan to do.
Is this Romero?
Yes, sir.
Did you watch the thing on the live stream?
Yeah, I was watching the freaking guy get wasted.
That I have no idea how they let that guy stay in the bar. Like, I thought bartenders were supposed to be liable. All right, good night, Darren.
And he even ordered a gin and tonic. I'm like, ain't no way they're gonna serve him a gin and tonic. Ain't no way.
He passed out. He was like just completely passed out, clearly fucked up. And then, yeah, next thing I know, I look over and he's drinking like a fresh drink. I'm like, what? You served that guy? Like,
Jeff probably got him the drink or something.
yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I can see them letting him stick around if he's just drinking some water, you know, kind of passed out. But I don't know. I don't have a Smart Serve license, but that was pretty wild.
Unless it was like was it a private event? I don't know, was it?
No, but even then, if it's a private event, you're still not supposed to serve people when they're that far gone. Aya2473 sent one Johnny Stumbles gift membership. Pine Soul, welcome to membership. Thank you, Pine Soul, and thank you, Aya. And Aya herself just became a member. Thank you. Double membership. Cheers, Pine Soul. Cheers, Aya.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. He talked to you for a little while.
Sorry?
He talked to you for like a hot minute.
Yeah, he bought me a few drinks. Very, very friendly guy. He's from Ottawa, I think.
Yeah, I met him last time I stayed at his hotel last time in December when Jeff did the way back party back in December too.
Was that the one I was at?
Yeah, that was the one where it was like a club.
On King West.
Yeah, and that was the one wasted.
Awesome. Well, Romero, do you have anything else to share with us?
Nope, I got a joke for you.
All right, let's hear it.
What do you call a small mom?
What do you call a small mom? You got me.
Minimum.
Mini mom. Ha Did you take that one from Harold Reynolds?
No, why? He said that one?
That sounds like something he would. What kind of music do chiropractors like? Hip hop. All right. All right. Well, thank you, Romero. Call in anytime.
All right. Bye.
Bye. That was Romero. Dylan Reynolds. Should I try calling Dylan Reynolds? Let's see if we can get through. Hello there.
This is Dylan here. How are you doing?
Is this the first time I've ever called you, Dylan?
Yeah. Well, I heard your phone's having some issues here.
All right, Lisa. Have a good night. Yeah, I'm using a shitty voice IP app. I was using a call forwarding app, but that app just died. So I had to change. I don't want to use one of my real phone numbers. So this is what we're doing.
Yeah, and I just want to tell you what happened over the last week. Dylan. You don't need to tell them anything. I went to the yak camp for more free.
Youth exceptionalities of Utah.
Yeah, and overall, I want to say that the Toronto Maple Leafs are definitely, the season's essentially gone.
Well, they have no Austin Matthews.
Yeah, you don't have even.
Testing about the league.
They don't have really everyone to save them at this point. Like at this point, the season's already done. Like without Toronto, it's just it isn't going to be the first time in technically like 4 or 6 years that they've missed the playoffs.
All right, but do we ever expect the Leafs to do anything anyways?
Yeah, but I don't respect them. Like I'm saying that this is the worst on-ice product we've seen from the Leafs since 1987, 1988.
Yeah, it's I mean, I don't know. I know they mean a lot to the city, but if we got a second hockey team in Toronto, I would much prefer them over the Leafs.
Yeah, actually, I'm wondering if it might be one on the Toronto Island. I think the second one will probably be on the Toronto Island.
That's a silly idea. Why would they play on the islands? There's there's hardly anyone out there. What's everyone gonna do? Take the ferry?
Yeah.
Like I mean, the New York Islanders are a thing, but I don't think.
Yeah. So I do think that, and I think of not only if it's just Toronto, but like the Florida Panthers, which beat Toronto last year in round two, are also out of the playoffs as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
G says rebuild, big problems. All right, Dylan. Well, thanks for the update. Can you put your dad on for a second?
Hello, here I am.
Hello, Mr. Reynolds. I'm going to ask you for 2 jokes, but how are you?
Well, I'm doing okay. We had an issue with our van that required it being taken to the mechanics, and we had to get a rental car, and driving around a car that isn't like 14 years old was a bit of an experience.
Was that the same vehicle that gave you problems on the East Coast?
Oh, yeah. It's given us problems everywhere we go, but it's ours, and...
do you want to explain what happened to Mom? Like, what happened?
Well, it was something where she's been working in Bowmanville at H&R Block. She drove all the way from Pickering, and by the time she got there, she could barely move the car. We had it towed to our mechanics here in Pickering by CAA, and mechanics, it took them a while to try to find out what was going wrong with it, and it seemed to be a stuck thermostat, and then there was also a belt tightener or something like that needed to be done because the belts weren't burning the water pump and the power steering pump, stuff like that. So it wound up costing us about $550.
Yikes!
So I'm not happy.
What kind of is it? A Dodge Caravan?
Yeah, 2012 Dodge Caravan.
I had an inkling. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. But it still keeps going, and if you get it on the highway and cruise control, it actually gets better gas mileage than a lot of regular cars do.
Yeah. Well, that was like the #1 selling vehicle in Canada for like 20 years in a row or something, right? Like super.
Oh yeah. They're everywhere now. You can't go walk down the street without seeing at least one.
Yep. Well, sorry you had to go through that, but now you're gonna have to tell us a couple of jokes.
Okay. Well, one of these is a little shaggy dog story. I'll try to keep it short. But a farmer went out one morning in her horse barn. She saw that birds had made nests in their horses' manes. So she called the vet, and the veterinarian said, "Please, just sprinkle yeast on the horses' manes and call me in the morning." And so she did, and the nests were gone. The birds are gone. And so she called up the vet and said, "Well, why did this happen?" And it's because the vet said, "Well, yeast is yeast, and nest is nest, and never the mane shall tweet."
All right.
So that's more like the other one, of course, is running a store that sells hats that are made out of marijuana is kind of expensive because it has high overhead.
But well, Mr. Reynolds and Dylan Reynolds, thank you for calling in, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, see ya.
Bye. That was Dylan Reynolds and Harold Reynolds, and holy shit, look at the time. I think we're gonna wrap this one up. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. I want to thank everyone who sent support, mods, Patreon supporters, and everyone. Welcome to our new channel members. Johnny, are your channel personal or brand channels? Looking to start, but it's confusing. I don't use my brand channel. I think they're personal. I do have a brand channel. I don't know what that is. I never click on it. It is what it is. But thank you to everyone who tuned in as well. Maybe next week we'll have a Howard Charco cookie, or I've got them in the freezer, keeping fresh, or an adult beverage. But thank you guys so much. Thank you, Romero, Dylan, and everyone who called in. I'm going to unpin this message. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell as well. And I will, I will see you guys on the next one. Probably no video tomorrow morning, by the way, on Johnny Strides. I might just do a members video and a stream. I might change my mind. We'll see how I feel. But thank you so much, guys. Yoink. Muhammad Ali could have gone into the recording industry. All of his songs would have been hits. Ba-dum-tsh.